Hiya, and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. The game that teaches us, what does it teach us? That we are not okay in any way, shape, or form, and, we need a hug from Axel. Hiya. We just need a hug from Axel. I don't know about you, but Axel, please make us tacos and hug. Just... And also that I'm going to fucking murder the people who didn't let Damien in or something. I'm going to murder them because now he's dead and it's sad. Once the door is closed, I look down at the pillow to my left and immediately flop onto it. No. Just a hug from Axel and... No, Aaron. Sorry, a hug from Aaron and maybe a taco. Just while hugging him, just bite into the taco, like, crunch. Once the door is closed, I look down at my pillow to my left and immediately flop onto it. I'm still tired. Oh, don't worry about it. But I'm looking forward to waking up this time. If I ever see that yellow fuck again. Huh? Come on, Cyrus. Don't leave me hanging. Play it for me.
Unfortunately, Theta.z has stopped working due to Cute Tiger Boy.
Where's my fucking hug, Damien? Damien and I are sitting on his bed back home. He's bouncing excitedly next to me, causing the bed to creak as it moves. Hey, calm down. You know I'm pretty shy about performing. It's been a while since I've played the guitar in front of everyone, let alone sing. Should have thought about that before hyping me up so much. This fucking smug dork. All I did was say I wrote something for you. And no one's ever done that for me before. Of course I'm excited. He's radiating optimism. He's always been pretty supportive of my creative endeavors. Creative ventures. I figured since his birthday is around the corner, I'd try to write him something. Well, just know that it's not finished yet. I'll show you what I've got. It's just the lyrics and some chords. That's way more than I could ever hope to manage. Last time you tried to explain your process, my head started spinning. Ha, it took me a while to figure out, mainly because I learned between schoolwork. Well, I'm glad you did. We wouldn't have met otherwise. I push up my glasses to hide the fact that I'm blushing. He's right. I had a free afternoon near the end of my undergraduate career. I brought out my guitar to play in a secluded part of campus. There's a small garden by the track and field that no one really knows about. Damien was out on his run for the afternoon and caught me playing. And we started talking and, well, I can't help but smile. Alright, you ready? Damien stops his bouncing and gives me his full attention. Absolutely! I take a deep breath before tuning my guitar. I give it a few strums and then clear my throat. I've been wondering, what happens at the end of time? Was it all for nothing? Was there any point? I haven't been able to resist the temptation of finding out. Yet there's you. Even when it fades, you believe in us after eternity. I hope I'll see you until it all turns to nothing, even if we're like shooting stars across the empty sky. An annoying beeping starts. Is it my alarm? Wait, no, I don't have an alarm clock yet. Groggily, I sit up. Hiya! They took us away from Damien. They took us away from Damien. My Axiom is making some kind of noise. How the hell do I turn it off? I start waving my hand over it a few times. Eventually a screen pops up. It's a lot less staticky than the other ones I've seen. It's completely transparent. Greetings, operator. Synchronization is complete. Current synchronization rate 67%. What are your orders? It's like I can hear it in my head. Nothing. Standby, I guess? Affirmative. And just like that, the screen fades back inside. What a weird way to wake up. I lie back down and stare at the ceiling. It's been a while since I had such clear dreams of the past. I wonder if moving on for the second time will be harder than the first. Maybe I should start a dream journal. Could be a good way to process everything. I hold up my arm looking at my Axiom. I'm sure there's something on this thing that resembles a notepad. I zero in on my expression once more. My bangs are getting long again. I'll need to find someone to help me cut them. Hard to believe my hair was ever brown. Now that I'm awake, I might as well figure out my Axiom some more. I sit up and look it over. Despite being embedded in my skin, it's not uncomfortable. I have full mobility, for the most part. Feels a little tight if I flex my wrist, but that's about it. I swipe my hand over to try to activate it, assuming it turns on like others I've seen. Thankfully, the lines etched into the metal start to light up almost instantly. I'm greeted with a much different screen than I've ever seen on other Axioms. It's much clearer, almost like glass. A clear-cut border surrounds the whole thing. Everything seems to be in color, despite being translucent. Are the opacity settings to your liking? I hear that strange robotic voice in my head again. Sure. Sensing doubt. Recalibrating. The screen becomes much less translucent. It's almost like a floating tablet screen. Are the opacity settings now to your liking? I'm starting to get a headache from all of this. Aaron didn't mention an AI. How are you talking inside my head? Apologies, operator. After running diagnostics, you are found to not be my former user. Would you like a walkthrough of my capabilities? Who was your former user? I'm sorry, operator, but that is classified information. What the? Maybe later. I just want to look through it myself. Is there internet? Unfamiliar with the term. Please elaborate. Oh yeah. I guess the internet is no longer a thing. What do they use now? Sensing operator intent. Would you like to open the gate? The what? Oh, that's what they call it. Duh. About a decade ago, some scientists were talking about how nice it was to have something like the internet again. I guess this thing can read my thoughts. That's kind of weird. Would you like to turn off mental link? I answer without hesitating. Yes, please. Understood. Bzz. Now the voice is coming from the device itself. If you would like to turn mental link back on, simply head to the settings. Much better. My stomach starts to growl again. I should have checked the time before falling asleep. How long has it been? Try to find a clock on this thing. It's a few minutes to 5 p.m. Okay, good. I didn't sleep too long this time. I get the piece of paper with Aaron's ID. I'm not sure if it's because of the lack of food in my stomach, but it's really hard to read this. His handwriting is atrocious. CAI? Yes, operator. How do I input someone's ID? One moment. Without me lifting a finger, a screen pops up with a keypad. Okay, this thing is pretty neat. Takes me a few tries to input the ID code correctly. Eventually, a name pops up. Aaron Cosmos. It's a bit finicky to type with my left hand, but I eventually managed to send a message to him. I think I got this to work. Let me know, I guess. I slide the screen away, entering the main interface. It reminds me of tablets from back in the day. Soon a notification pops up. I click the button, revealing a message from Aaron. Looks like it. I was just about to head over. I think I figured out how to make that dish you asked about. I'll see you in the break room soon, okay? I'll wait a moment before responding. I hope this thing doesn't have read receipts. Read receipts. But I remember my IM etiquette. Sure, I'll be there in a sec. After I send the message, I try sliding the screen away. It takes a few tries, but I can't deny how cool it is. I get up from the bed. I'm still a bit woozy, but I persevere. I make it to the bathroom, flicking on the lights. My eyes strain to adjust. I smile sadly at myself in the mirror. Man, I look like crap. I wash my face before heading out, grabbing my turtleneck and sliding it on for the first time in days. Yeah, definitely feels a bit more loose. Whoops. It fits a little oddly over the Axiom. I'm not sure how I'll use it. I'll ask Karin to bring me some of the clothes he ordered. Maybe I'll wear a t-shirt? I could try to rock a tank top like Damien used to wear. I turn off the light before leaving my room. Thankfully, my room isn't too far from the break room. It takes me a little longer than I'd like to just to walk over. I can smell something good from around the corner, making my mouth water. I pick up my old man's pace and make my way inside. Aaron is already plating what looks like a good recreation of carbonara. Hey there, dinner's almost ready. How are you feeling? Out of habit, I almost say I'm fine, but honestly, I could be better. Looking forward to eating something. I give him a sheepish smile, and he responds with a warm smile of his own. Good thing I brought plenty. You can have as much as you want. Thank you, I appreciate it. Aaron pulls up a chair for me. Of course. Here, I'll get you some water. I nod as I look over the plate in front of me. The spices smell a bit different, but it smells good. Guess I didn't even know how Mom made it. I can't even tell if I'm shaking from excitement or from a lack of eating anything. Probably the latter. My hand is trembling slightly as I try to scoop up some pasta with my fork. It's really, really good. How is it? It's my first time, so go easy on me. It's amazing, Aaron. That's all I can say before taking another forkful. Definitely getting some bacon in there. I guess that's still around. Agreed. Agreed. Thank God. I'm happy to hear that. So tell me, what's been going on? He casually pulls up a chair from across from me as he starts eating his own meal. Well, I've been having these dreams lately. Have you ever had a dream? A few days have gone by since I've settled in the underground base. For the most part, everything's been rather quiet. I've seen the crew in passing now and then. Since they don't live here, I guess I shouldn't expect to see them all the time. I messaged Vita the other night about the device that was in the back of my head. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but I do know that it exploded. It's been years. Maybe it was a tracker of some kind, or an emergency kill switch. Whatever it was, the shock of the explosion is probably the cause of my amnesia. There's definitely still some bits in there. I want to get them all out in case there's anything that could track me. Despite the urgency, Vita wasn't able to operate until today. They said there were some supplies they needed to get to make sure it went smoothly. Hope it does. I want to put current as far behind me as possible. Or rather, resume, I guess. I slide on my Axiom to read my previous messages with Vita. They said they can do it in 10 a.m., so in about 15 minutes. I continue my walk through the many halls of the base. This has been the only exercise I've had as of late, but it's not bad. I've gotten lost once or twice, but I think I'm figuring it out now. A couple of times I came across people I've never met. Most of them were nice, some skeptical. They were curious, though. I always had to introduce myself. A lynx came up behind me and pulled my hair yesterday. They didn't think it was real. It's a bit off-putting, but I've been through worse. I turn the corner to the break room and grab some water. After so many surgeries, I've learned to stay hydrated beforehand. My Axiom beeps. It's Vita. They said they're ready to go now. I chug my water and head down to the old medical ward. Vita has me sit in the same spot as the other day, but not before handing me a cup of tea. How long have you been out of resume? About a week and a half, I think. That's a pretty long time. If the device in your head left some kind of tracker, I'm sure they would have discovered you by now. They put on a pair of rubber gloves. Even so, better safe than sorry. Agreed. How do you want to do this, though? I have some special equipment in the corner we'll use, tailor-made for residents such as ourselves. Vita slides on their Axiom. They type slowly. I'm having the dragon come over soon. He knows more about their tech than I do. Ring, right? Vita nods. When you finish your tea, we can get started. Vita, it's still boiling hot. Did I stutter? Can you even do that with a throat replacement? I can give you one if you want to find out. I start sipping the tea a little faster. I know it doesn't hurt, but I'd rather not kill my taste buds, thank you. Vita has me sit in a strange-looking chair. It almost looks like a throne with weird protrusions along the back. I know it's been a while, but we're going to use your ports during the surgery. I start to stretch my back, popping some of my spine. How do you want to handle the anesthetic or lack thereof? Vita sighs through their nose. I know you can't feel pain, but I will strap your legs and arms down during the process. That makes sense. Don't want any random spasms. Indeed, I have to say, it is refreshing to work with someone so experienced. It's probably a good thing you don't come across people like me very often. Vita nods solemnly. Shall we get started then, Cyrus Cantwell? I make my way to the chair, stripping off my shirt. Sure, hopefully this is one of the last procedures I have this century. I'll make sure to make it as comfortable as possible. I appreciate it, Doctor. I carefully sit down in the strange-looking chair. Vita straps my legs and arms to the wooden frame. How's that? For being tied down, not too bad. Good, I'll insert the serum now. By all means. It's a new formula I came up with. This is a treatment we were going to have you start regardless. They put in the first tube. Now that's a feeling I'll never forget. Cool and thick liquid being pumped directly into my back. The goal is to jumpstart your bodily functions to operate naturally. Again. They stunted your growth in order to keep you at your prime for as long as possible. Vita inserts the second and third tubes. It tingles, but that's about it. It feels kind of good, familiar even. If you're lucky, you'll be able to go on living the rest of your natural life. That is, if you maintain treatment for the years to come. Whatever you say, Doc. You truly are strange, Cyrus Cantwell. Don't I know it? Vita starts to lean me back. The tubes start to retract enough so that I'm sitting somewhat comfortably against this contraption of a chair. Vita has me look down before parting the hair on the back of my head. Near the skin, there's definitely signs of infection and abscesses. I'm sure my hair got tangled up in there while it was healing, which doesn't help. I see. I'll need to shave some of this off in order to get started. Be careful, it took me years to grow it this long. I'll see what I can do. Vita uses scissors to cut away the clumps of tangled hair surrounding the area. Tricky. I don't want to disturb the infections, but I'll need to shave it down somehow. Just do what you gotta do, I guess. Vita doesn't reply as they cut away more. After a few minutes, I hear an electric razor start. It honestly is a bit bittersweet to lose some of my hair. It's grown on me. Literally. I breathe through my nose as Vita tilts my head down further. They carefully rub the exposed skin with what I assume is some kind of alcohol. Stay still. I'm going to cut into the skin now. It's been a while since the surgery made me unsure. I don't remember the last time I've gotten an infection. I can tell when they pierce the skin by the feeling of something viscous and warm dripping down my neck, slowly trailing down my back. The stench of rotting skin and fermented pus soon hits my nose. My eyes water and my stomach churns. I'm glad you let me know about all of this. Who knows what would have happened if we left it like this? Is it really that bad? Shh, I need to focus. I spread my hands out in silent protest. You were the one who started this conversation. Besides the sounds of clumpy pus dripping down my back, it's pretty quiet. Eventually, I can feel them digging under my skin. Every so often, I hear a metal clink behind me. Must be pulling out machine bits now. My head starts to get woozy as Vita continues digging. Pain or not, my brain is registering some sort of discomfort over being prodded at. Eventually, I hear the door open. Who is that? Vita doesn't respond, just keeps my head down. Hey Vita, you in here? I can hear Vita exhale loudly. Yes, I'm behind the curtain. I'm kind of busy. Come back later, I'm almost done. I'm busy later, you told me to come here at this time anyway. What are you even doing in here? It reeks. I can hear him open the curtain behind me. Vita stops working for a moment. It's uncomfortably quiet now. Hello. The sound of a half-dragon expelling everything from his stomach fills the room before he runs out and slams the door shut. At the very least, he covered up the stench of the pus. It does churn my stomach, making me spit up in my lap. For fuck's sake. I try to spit out everything. You're telling me. That was awful. Vita cleans everything up before finishing up the surgery. They weren't kidding. It was pretty much done when Ring showed up. Afterward, I sit on the desk by their bed again, sipping some more tea. Sit on the bed next to their desk again. They sewed the wound shut. Sewed the wound shut rather well. I move my hand to feel the shaved part of my head. The sutures are cleanly lined up. Damn, Doc, for someone without a degree, you did quite well with these. I've unfortunately had a lot of practice. I just wish the dragon waited a bit longer. Speaking of, Vita takes her Axiom out once more and clumsily types on it. I'll never get used to this thing. Soon after, Ring appears. I almost don't recognize him. Must be because his hair's down. Hot damn. If it wasn't gay before, I am now. Honestly, he's dumb. It's like he has school smart, but not street smart. Are you done yet? Yes. Took a while to clean up everything though. Should have warned me. What do you think it means when a doctor is busy behind a curtain? Anyway, the dragon rolls his eyes before locking them on me. He looks a bit stunned and doesn't say anything for a moment. Hey, you. What? He already looks annoyed. You were staring at me. Lucky you. What did you want me to look at, Vita? Vita takes off their surgical mask before grabbing the items in question. These were embedded in Cyrus's skull. We just want to make sure there's nothing to worry about. Ring looks at them before looking toward me, more specifically the side of my head. His expression softens for a moment. Then he ties his hair back and sits down with a tray of bits and pieces. I try playing with the sutures, but Vita quietly smacks my hand away. Stop it. Sorry. Ring is focused on one piece in particular. It's bigger than the rest. What's wrong? Well, it definitely doesn't have any way to get a signal anymore, but it's possible there's some data on this chip. Data? What the hell did they put in his head? An old way they used to track an ID residence. And why did it explode? No idea. I assume because he got far enough away from any active facilities. Probably an obsolete security measure. Oh yeah, I remember that now. There was a surgery that I had when I still got anesthesia. Never really knew much about it though. Well, it wasn't used much as far as I know. You might be able to get some information from this. Doubt it can track us. I'd say we're in the clear. Ring pulls his hair down before taking out his Axiom and digitizing the bits and pieces. I assume it's alright for me to take these? You already did. Thank you for your services as usual, Vita. Ring says it sarcastically. Speaking of... His attention turns towards me again. How are you doing, Cyrus? He's not looking at me when he asks. Well, you know, still alive, I guess. That's something. He looks like he's struggling to ask something. We haven't seen each other much since you got here. Been kinda busy at home. Do you remember everything? I do, yeah. Ring looks at me for a moment before shutting his eyes.
You
got your Axiom, right?
Disabled.
Yeah, right here. I lift my arm up to show him. He looks at it with some scrutiny. Never seen that model before. Axel gave it to you? Oh right, he wanted this one. Yeah, Aaron gave it to me a few days ago. Ring's eyes go wide. He really told you his name, huh? Mm-hmm, he did. Let me register myself in your Axiom. Ring sits next to me and pulls up his own Axiom screen before gesturing for me to do the same. I pull it up to show him. I can tell from his expression that he knows exactly what my Axiom is now. That's the model he gave you? He's trying but failing to suppress a growl. I don't know how I'm supposed to calm him down. Yeah, he said it'd be a good fit for me. To my surprise, Ring just rolls his eyes instead of pressing it further. I knew he was corny, but this was ridiculous. What do you mean? Here, slide to the ID screen. Since we have our axioms on next to each other, we can add each other like this. Oh, okay. Not long after I see Ring's note. Who is this? Is this your profile? Yes, it is. If you tell anyone my name, I will kill you. Vita interjects from the other side of the room. I'm sure Titania would take that well. Shut up or you'll join him. Vita sips their tea quietly in response. I don't know much about this model, but I can try to help you if you need anything. Sure, I appreciate it. Anyway, please just call me Ring outside of the base. I don't like telling my name for a reason. I think he's being sincere. I'll do my best. Should I make a code name for myself? Wouldn't hurt, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a while before you're allowed to be on your own. You need to rest up. Don't worry. That's all I've been doing as of late. Ring gets up. Good. I need to get back home. I got a repair call earlier that I want to take care of. I'll see you around then. The dragon nods before making his way out of the room, much more elegantly this time around. He seems nice. Right. What is Ring's real name? What? What? Okay, this is... How many days have I been stuck in this shithole? 3? 4? I don't even remember at this point. It's all blending together. Just a lot of drinking and pissing, not much else. Not like I could do anything if I tried. Finally found a bar who'd let a bum like me in. It's pretty grimy, but at this point I'll take what I can get. Let's go, motherfucker. I got a Nintendo Switchblade in my hand and I know how to use it. It's not even that good. It's just holding a Joy-Con and a butter knife together. And I know how to use it. Hey, bitch. I think we're playing as him right now. I swirl my 5th bottle of beer in my hand. It's murky and brown, not very appetizing. It doesn't taste good either, but it's all I can afford. Wait, can I afford it? I pilfer through my pockets. My swollen eye makes it hard to navigate. Fuck me, they even took what little cash I had on me. Hey barkeep, mind if I start a tab? I think I left my wallet at home. Are you serious? I don't want that expired shit on my sales record. These records? Just take it and be quiet about it. I lazily gesture my bottle to him. Cheers then. He looks sad. Good. Be sad. You fucking bitch. I'm gonna throw you into the back of a Resume van. And just wave at you. He doesn't even look at me as I drink his rotten inventory. Guess I don't blame him. Doubt I'm fun to look at right now. Looking around the dingy establishment, my gaze eventually stops on a framed mirror on the wall. How tacky. I raise my paw to my ear. Looks like it's missing another chunk. Oh well, doesn't hurt anymore at least. I stupidly try to inspect my puffed up eye. Even just grazing it makes me breathe hard through my teeth. Fuck, that hurts. It crosses my mind that I could pour some of this piss in a bottle on it. It has to have some alcohol, right? Nah, it'd probably just get even more infected. I hope he did. I hope he did get beat up. I was staying the night in Green before making my way back to Tensia to buy some stuff. Made Dornwich Day, think he'd be a lot more bearable without Schmidt skulking around. Still can't believe those bastards set me up like that. Clement is probably living it up after getting away, taking everything from me in turn. Wasn't even able to contact him before those goons jumped me and took all my shit. Them in their ugly ass uniforms. Didn't even say a word. They just dropped me to the ground. Hard. When I woke up, I could barely see anything out of my left eye. All I had on me were my clothes and a small pistol. They took my Axiom and rifle too. And here I thought my life couldn't get any lower. Least I can try to is drink it all away. Definitely a healthy way to cope with everything. I down my bottle, nearly slamming it against the bar once I finish it. If you leave a dent, I will kick your ass. I'm sure you will. Can I get another? Whatever, man. He slides one across the bar. I'm so plastered I actually fall off the stool trying to grab it. For fuck's sake, that's it. I'm cutting you off. I'll just throw the rest of it away. I'm flat on the ground again. The ceiling looks hazy. I just breathe through my nose. Everything feels numb again. Is it even worth going on anymore? Not even sure if I want to go through the trouble of drinking through my depression again. I slowly sit up, looking around as if I just woke up. Wonder how Cyrus is doing. Bet Resume is treating him like royalty. He just has to do a surgery now and then and gets to do whatever he wants. Wish I was born a carrier. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Although if my parents didn't even want me, doubt someone else would either. Must be drunk if I'm thinking about them, whoever they are. Cyrus was able to remember some stuff about his parents. They must have meant a lot to him. Who am I kidding? They're probably torturing him as we speak. Those ports on his back led me to believe he's been through some extensive body modification. He was a lot more important than they told me. And they still had the nerve to take everything from me. Should have just taken him and ran. I get myself back on my feet, but not before stumbling. Where the hell did that bottle go? I find it knocked over on the floor. Takes all my concentration to not fall over before picking it up. To my surprise, someone else picks it up before I can grab it. Wow. People still drink this stuff? Back off. It's mine. Trust me, I'm not interested whatsoever. Here, I'll even open it for you. Without any effort, the stranger pops open the bottle on the side of the bar. Didn't even leave a scratch. Ooh, that guy looks like a twink. That guy on the right, he looks like a fucking twink. It takes a moment before I can see this guy clearly. Looks like a weasel or a ferret. I can never tell the difference. He's wearing an expensive looking outfit, complete with a jacket and nice pants. Wait, is that a pocket watch in his jacket? Who uses those anymore? My name's Artemis. The pleasure is mine, Mr. Krager. I start to sober up. Look, I'm really not in the mood for a fight. I don't have any money or valuables. Artemis chuckles. That already makes me want to clock him. I think you're misunderstanding me. I actually came to return something to you. Yeah, right. You really are as abrasive as they say. Glad our informants aren't completely useless. He's not very good at hiding his disdain, but that might be what he's going for. The weasel has a pretentious aura around him. What is it that you want from me? That all depends on what you're willing to do. From what I know of you, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, you can have this back. He fishes something out of his coat pocket. I nearly jump when he pulls my Axiom out. Where did you get that? From some subordinates I recently fired. I assume you want it back? I don't need to be completely sober to figure out what he just said. This guy's from Resume, and I'm guessing a higher up. He certainly looks slimy enough to work for them. Alright, what's going on here? I've had it up to here with you people. And who could blame you? As I've said, I've already let go of the members who assaulted you. I offer my deepest apologies. Artemis lowers his head while offering my Axiom. His heart rate is pretty calm. I don't think he's trying to set me up. I quickly snatch it from him and set it back on my arm. I'm thankful that it turns on without a problem. Disregarding the weasel for a moment, I flip through the screens. Yep, money's still there. He wasn't lying to me. Alright, now tell me what you really want. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Resume right now. Again, who could blame you? I assure you that I come with answers to everything that's happened as of late. Right, how did you even know where to find me? Like I said, our informants aren't entirely useless. We figured you wouldn't have gotten far without your Axiom. I huff in annoyance. You gonna tell me what's been going on? Absolutely. I believe there was a misunderstanding. Or rather, there better be a misunderstanding. His voice trails off to something I can only describe as cold. I should attempt to take him seriously. Meaning, do you recognize any of these people? What the hell? What the fuck? He pulls out his fancy schmancy Axiom. It projects pictures very clearly. Clear enough that I can easily make out Aaron and Kanto. Oh, that's his name. Seeing them is enough to get my hackles up, and a growl escapes my throat. Where was this taken? I take it you're familiar then? Of course I am. That fat piece of shit threw me out while that smarmy dragon only laughed. What? Was the stupid bitch who blew her arm off not around? I can still remember their faces as they threw me out of the end vehicle, leaving me practically naked and alone to fend for myself. Please calm yourself, Mr. Krager. I just need to confirm some information. Is that right? What then? He raises his brow at me. I think he rolls his eyes before continuing. I take it you're not on good terms? Fuck no. That makes my job easier. I'm not sure if you've picked up on it, but I'm a recruitment officer for Resume, specifically for the militia we're building. Great. Now if I don't follow along, you'll have me killed for known classified information. Hopefully we won't need to resort to something so savage. I promise that if you hear me out, we won't hold it against you if you decline. Decline what exactly? I want you to come work for us. Now it's my turn to roll my eyes. And why would I do that? Why wouldn't you? All you have to do is give us your information on this Aaron and Kanto, along with your experiences in that shit stain of a resistance, and you'll be rewarded handsomely. My fur starts to settle back down. I know what these fuckers are capable of. I want Aaron and the rest of them to get some payback for what they've done. And yet, I look away for a moment to think. Artemis keeps going. Cyrus Cantwell was taken by them. That gets me to whip my head back. Seriously? Indeed. Clement was killed in the process. In fact, that's why his group attacked you. They thought you were part of an elaborate setup to help Aaron's faction. As if I'd help. That gives me confidence that you're just what we're looking for. I've heard you have quite a keen nose. Probably would work a lot more if it wasn't smashed in. I am deeply sorry about that. As an act of goodwill, we can go to the hospital in Tensia. I'll personally pay for your medical bills, no strings attached. I'm still hesitating to accept him on his word alone. He gave me my Axiom back, but that was mine to begin with. I shouldn't thank him for something like that. My throbbing eye almost begs me to accept the offer, though. We'll talk more at the hospital then. Happy to be of service, Mr. Krager. Just call me Lance. If I see that yellow fuck again... I stare at myself in my bathroom mirror over and over again. It's been a day since my surgery with Vita, and for whatever reason, I feel a bit agitated still. The sutures aren't super noticeable, they blend in well enough with the shaved hairs, but I can't get over the blatant chunk missing from the back of my head. Vita went too far with the razor. They shaved far enough out that you can see it on the side of my head. What part of the brain did they even attach it to? I'm not surprised they didn't use them much. Even with that mild discomfort, I still feel at peace after the experience. Kanto confirmed that they won't be able to find me easily. That's good at least. One thing gnaws at the back of my mind though. Shouldn't Lance have ratted everyone out? It would make sense for him to. I'm pretty sure he thinks they screwed him over. At the very least, he could have sold information to make a quick buck. I want to pick Aaron's brain. Although maybe not. I'm pretty sure Lance is a sore spot for him. Kanto said he was going to be busy for a little while, despite supposedly having time off. That only leads me to... I click the light off and head into my bedroom to message Aaron. Hey Aaron, mind giving me Rose's Axiom ID? I wanted to see if we could do some sort of physical therapy today. He doesn't respond right away. I pace around my room while waiting. Sorry for the holdup. I wanted to ask her if it's okay to send it. She said not right now, but she'd be happy to meet you at the base in order to take you to her gym. That okay? I try looking for an emoji section on the screen to give him a thumbs up, but there doesn't seem to be one. Instead, I just reply normally. Sure, that sounds good. I'm going to find something to eat in the meantime. Wish I could bring something down for you, but I'm stuck at the bar and it's kind of busy. I can try and swing by for dinner. Don't push yourself. I need to adapt to living down here anyway. Have a good day at work. Aaron sends me a small picture of a heart. Wait, so there is an emoji menu? CAI, are there emojis on this thing? CAI beeps. Unfamiliar with the term. They're little pictures you can send while texting. CAI takes a moment to respond. There's a button on the keyboard to access these emojis. Try the bottom left corner. I do as my extensive arm brace commands, and sure enough, a whole slew of emojis pop up. Thank you, CAI. CAI beeps in response. I send Aaron a pink heart back. Gotta say, it's nice being able to just text after all this time. I get my socks and boots on before heading to the break room to make some breakfast. Chapter 10. Adjusting. I find some pre-made trays of food stacked in the refrigerator. Vita told me that they're rations for people wanting to save some cash. Despite being glorified TV dinners, they're actually not bad. In fact, the one I'm eating tastes pretty good. Even though it's vacuum sealed, the meat and vegetables were preserved well. The microwave-like device doesn't overcook them at all either. Guess whoever runs the store is capable of caring for their workers. I assume it's this Titania that Vita name-dropped the other day. Wonder what they're like. I assume relatively decent if they went to all this trouble to fund a covert resistance. I look at the wall while I swirl my mashed potatoes, getting lost in thought. I really should try and find out if CAI has any sort of journal function. Boo!
Mother apologies. Mother apologies. Mother apologies.
It's Undyne! Hi, Undyne! She is the big sister. I feel like that might have been funny. I'd completely forgotten that she's the big sister character. I'd completely forgotten. Boo! Rose jumps out from below the other side of the table, causing me to sling some potatoes across. I can feel my artificially enhanced heart beat faster. Jesus, Rose, what the hell? Sorry, just wanted to make sure you're still alive. You keep that up and I won't be. I'm not exactly young, you know. Yeah, you're like, what, a bajillion? Yeah, you're like, what, a bajillion years old? Something closer to 328, I think. Glad to see your sense of humor survived this long. Not. Har har. Rose sloppily pulls up a chair and sits with me. Ooh, can I have some? No. Please. Rose, you're a big girl. You can make a tray yourself. I'm hungry. Fine. Wait. Okay, so if we're canonically 328. That will mean that Rose is the little sister. She will always be the big sis. Rose starts to noisily set up her own food in the microwave. I go back to eating my own. Eventually, I sense that she's right behind me. Mainly due to the fact that she starts poking my shaved head. Whoa, gnarly, you do this yourself? I can tell. She starts to feel the shaved hairs, but then I move my head away. You're not allowed to touch. Vita's orders. Ooh, yikes. I'm pretty sure I'm still on their shit list. Is it because of the arm you broke? Fuck, is it that noticeable? Rose, you told us about it like a week ago. Oh, whoops. Yeah, my memory's not that great. I can relate. I'm kind of stunned. I barely know this woman, but it seems like we're meshing pretty well. She was kind of nice to me while transporting, I think. I can't recall much, except... Oh, right, the things I wanted to ask. Hey, so I have some serious things I wanted to talk to you about. Do you want to wait until we get to the gym? Mm-hmm. The hyena affirms with a mouthful of ham. I rest my cheek on my hand for a moment, sipping some water. If you gave me your ID, you could have texted and told me to make you one of those, you know. Rose takes a hearty sip of water before exhaling. Sorry, Sai, but I still want to be at least a little bit cautious. A bit surprised Aaron gave you his already. Kanto, too. I say it casually, but Rose still looks shocked. He did too? Yeah, he wanted to put his ID in my Axiom so he could talk if I needed him. Damn! Rose taps the table with one of her mechanical fingers. Well, maybe someday I'll give you mine. I don't really use my Axiom anyway. Where is it? I don't see one. She presents her prosthetic arm to me. There's a port above the wrist. I get this thing repaired like once every few months. Makes using it as an Axiom kind of annoying. I just keep everything personal to me at home. Have you thought about just taking better care of it? You'll find that I don't think about a lot of things. Fair enough. Rose finishes scarfing down her tray of food before she takes my half-eaten tray and throws them both away. Wasn't done with that. Sorry, Sai, but we got work to do. She starts gesturing for me to get up. What? Why? Your therapy, remember? Vita sent me over a good routine for you to do for the next few months. I did make some tweaks, though. She starts flexing her metal hand as if she's getting excited. I've been operated on numerous times, but this is the first time in a long while that I've felt an inkling of fear. I assume we'll head to your gym then? Yupper. Come on, let's go. Okay, give me a sec. I get up from my chair and stretch. Rose takes the opportunity to grab my hand and starts dragging me along. Hey, be careful. Unlike your arm, mine doesn't come off easily. Don't worry, we can fix that. What? She's so excited. Rose keeps me close while we're walking through the town near the base. She made it a point that I wear Lance's hoodie on the way. Everything okay? Just making sure only the right people see you. We're gonna head in through the back. Every now and then, someone talks to her as we walk by. She keeps me on the opposite side of her, towards the walls. If this was a bad idea, we could have just done it at the base. Most of the equipment I have is here. It'd be a hassle to bring them back and forth every day. Suppose you don't have a cap support thing here? You kidding? You know how expensive those are? Not a clue, if I'm honest. Speaking of honesty, do you want some help with your hair later? It looks like shit, no offense. Her bluntness catches me off guard. I can't help but let out an exhale. That's rude, but not wrong. I used to shave my head back in the day, but that was years ago. Good thing you have me. I handle the hair of a lot of people at work, and some at the gym if I have time. How much do you charge? About 50 plumes, but I'll let it slide for you. You don't have to give me special treatment. I have some cash from Aaron. So, I usually do 75 plumes a session. Are you seriously trying to scam someone who barely has any money? It was worth a shot. Right. Rose starts cackling as she takes me through the back entrance of her gym. Welcome to the Inner Gym, Cyrus. Run by yours truly. The hyena presents the space with a bit of pizzazz. There are a few people who look our way and wave, but most just stick to working out. For some reason, I start feeling anxious. Don't worry, they're harmless. Well, not entirely. They could probably rip you in half if they wanted. Okay, thanks. Rose snickers before pulling me toward another room. My office is over here. We can go over everything privately before putting you to work. Alright. Can you cool it with the yanking? I can still walk, you know. That's not what Axel told me. He said he had to carry you home the other day. Hey, come on, it was an emergency. Must have been. He's usually pretty wary about physical contact nowadays. Rose doesn't give me a chance to ask why before she flings me into her office.
She just fucking yeeted an old man.
She did. She just yeeted an old man. Startled old man noises. Well, what do you think? She gives her office the same introduction as her gym. Jazz hands. I think I'm starting to get a headache. It just looks like a normal office, albeit with some tools strewn about. Not nearly as messy as I would have thought. She has a desk with a bunch of papers on it, along with a couple of ratty couches nearby. It's an office? I don't know what you want me to say. Looks usable, I guess. Glad to hear. It's also been vacuum sealed out from the outside, so no one can hear us. Yeah, why's that? When the gang comes in, we need a place to chat. Aaron's bar has a basement we sometimes use, too. Rose leans in close to me. Sometimes we have meetings we don't want our boss to find out about. She's making that face like she's telling you something that the parents shouldn't know about. Like, she's like, sometimes we have meetings we don't want our boss to find out about. No, like, she just, like, pulled you into her room, like, she's about to, go just, like, leave for school or something, and she just pulls you into a room and is just like, yo, sometimes I take a 20 out of mom's purse and we don't want her to find out about it. That's what this feels like. Sometimes we have meetings we don't want our boss to find out about. Oh. She stands straight back up and points to the Axiom in her prosthetic arm. I want to give you some tips about to being secret around here. Number 1. Keep in mind the Axiom is some of the best protection you'll find. Kanto has tried his damnedest, but even he can't hack into it. Oh, okay. Number 2. Keep an eye on body language. We each have a secret sign we use when we need to meet in private. Slow down. The hyena, in fact, does not slow down and continues to list off a myriad of ways to maneuver being outside of the base. This is not the kind of training I had in mind. I just try to nod along without interrupting. You get all that? I got like 25% of it. Better than my test at school, at least. Oh my god. Don't worry, there's plenty of time. Not like you'll be out and about without us that often. How are you feeling about all this? You okay? The hyena talks too fast. I'm starting to get a headache just from trying to understand her. Rose, are you like, okay? Me? Yeah, why? What's up? I can't tell if you're always this overenthusiastic or if you're trying to cover up your anxiety by being so manic. That gets her to keep her mouth shut for a moment. Just a moment, though. What can I say? I want to make sure you're okay. I thought I was, but I'm kind of getting overwhelmed with everything right now. Can we please go a little slower? I have some questions I wanted to ask you, too. Rose fidgets with her prosthetic arm. Sure. Maybe after we start working out. Why didn't you stop Lance from leaving? What she's thinking right now.
Oh, dirty onto my lunch. Jesus.
hyena freezes. That's a bit complicated. Then tell me. I promise not to get mad. I'm just curious. You didn't let Kanto or Aaron know about him. I had to tell them he was there. Rose doesn't respond right away. When she does, I'm surprised she still sounds sort of chipper. Well, I don't want to make Aaron sad. He really blames himself for what happened to both Xavier and Lance. Rose walks over to her desk, sliding her paw over it as she passes it. You want to know what I think about Lance too, don't you? I do, if that's alright. I suppose you have the right to know. He did up and sell you. She starts tapping the desk with her metal fingers, which makes an unnatural thumping sound. Compared to Kanto or even Aaron, I don't think I necessarily hate him. Don't get me wrong, he's a piece of shit, but... She stops her tapping. I think I just pity him too much to really hate the guy. He's just really pathetic. Rose turns to face me. She's smiling, but her eyes have a hint of sadness. Last time I saw him was years ago, after he sold Xavier. I was so mad that I smashed his face in. She pauses. Even then, I don't remember the last time I saw Aaron that mad. Honestly, I'm surprised Lance is still alive. I guess cockroaches really can live through anything. Did you like Xavier? Not as much as Aaron, but yeah, I did. Xavier had been through a lot, but he was always the first to try to smile, no matter what. He was really thankful for Aaron saving him, and for us protecting him. Well, trying to protect him anyway. I give her a moment. Cyrus, I think there's something you should know about Aaron. He really loved Xavier, and Xavier loved him back. They became inseparable. After Reggie died, I think Lance grew more and more envious of their relationship. They even moved in with each other. Rose hesitates to continue. I know you've been through a lot, maybe even more than Xavier. That's why I have a personal request. What is it? I want you to be patient with Aaron, if you can. I can tell he's already being pretty protective of you. You nearly got him in trouble with our boss. He just doesn't want another Xavier to happen. Rose scratches the back of her head. None of us do, if I'm honest. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll have you know I'm pretty good at bashing people's faces in. I don't doubt it. I do appreciate it. Although, I try to flex my twig of an arm. I wouldn't mind being able to protect myself if I needed to. Well, you came to the right place, but before all that... Rose pulls up her office chair to sit at her desk. Is there anything else you want to ask? She gestures towards one of the couches. I make my way over to plop down on one. It's a bit tattered, but pretty comfortable. Well, actually there is, since you mentioned Xavier. Oh yeah? What? Before I continue, I do want to make it clear that I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. However, I want your opinion as to whether or not I should talk to Aaron about what I know. Why is that? Call it instinct, but I feel like he's the kind of guy to abandon all reason to help someone in need. That certainly sounds like him. That's what worries me. I don't want to give him false hope only for it to be pointless. I guess it depends on what you know then, huh? Yeah. Do you want to tell me? It takes me a moment to answer. I don't think Rose is the kind of person to go around gossiping. Hell, she didn't even let the crew know about Lance. Under her rough and somewhat immature exterior, I think she's pretty pragmatic and cautious. She hasn't even told me her real name yet. She actively worked around having me add her to my Axiom as well. Xavier might still be alive, but it's a big might. I don't know where he is or what they've done to him. I close my eyes and try to focus. I remember hearing about him when Rasoom got him back. They mentioned taking him somewhere new where he wouldn't be able to get out. I swallow. Somewhere that anyone who escapes can look forward to. Should they be caught. That won't happen to you, Sai. We'll make sure of it. Rose tries to comfort me. I didn't realize it, but I'm starting to shake. I take a breath to calm myself. I hope not. Regardless, I don't want to let that fear control my life. I lean back against the couch and stare up at the ceiling. Even though my emotions are rather stunted, I want to at least try to live normally. Well, as normally as I can. Rose starts to clap, which makes me look at her. At the speech sigh, it takes fortitude to still have the will to live after everything. I'm not sure if I'd go that far. Honestly, it might be more out of spite at this point, a big fuck you to Rasoom and whatnot. Spite is a hell of a motivator. I know I wouldn't have gotten this far without it. Oh yeah? Why is that? Well, Rose looks over to a clock on the wall. That might be a story for another time. We really should get started soon. Vita will get pissed at me if we're just killing time like this. You're really scared of them, aren't you? Terrified. But that's what I like about them. Rose shivers playfully. You should see them when they get really mad. Actually, no, you shouldn't. I'll do my best to stay on their good side then. That's harder than you'd think, but I wish you luck nonetheless. Rose gestures for me to go over to her. Come here, let me put my ID in your Axiom. We can chat through all the hours of the night if you want. Really? Are you sure? I'm not very smart, but I'd like to think I have fairly good instincts. I can usually tell when people are lying or not, although Aaron's better at it than I am. You can tell people's heart rates too? Pretty much. When you were telling me about wanting to protect Aaron's feelings, I knew you were being genuine. Aaron means a lot to me, Cyrus. I don't want him to hurt anyone anymore either. She starts gesturing me over faster. Now come on, let me show you my awesome name. I can't help but crack a smile. What a weird woman. I like her. It takes me some effort to get off of the couch. I didn't realize how much I sunk in. Be right there. Cut this old man some slack, would ya? Oh, please, we'll get some fire back in your step before you know it. Tired old man noises. She cackles to herself as I walk over. I present my Axiom to her with the ID screen pop up. He really gave you his Axiom, huh? Whose? This screen is a lot weirder than the rest I've seen. How do I add it? She ignores me as she fumbles with her own Axiom. Here, I think I can do it like this. She slides her screen towards my direction, causing a profile to pop up. Now, don't laugh. I know it's not the most unique name, but that's the beauty of code names. Rose says it with a hint of bashfulness. Let's see. Karin Streiser? That's me. Cool, right?
Run for your life, the world is ending, a nice Karin exists.
She's so nice. You're flip-flop, you know that? I really can't get a read on you. Sure, it's cool, I guess. Pretty, too. Aw, stop. You're gonna make me blush. She pulls me in closer so she can give me a noogie. Gotta keep you on your toes, Cyrus Cantwell. Hey, stop. My hair's already a mess as it is. So true. After we have a good workout, let me tidy it up. The first session is on me. How kind of you. Can you let me go now? Nope. Let's go. It's a very unfortunate name, but she's so nice. I love her. She is a good big sister. She keeps me close as closer as she stands up. Her abs are really, really hard. That pit of anxiety starts to grow in my stomach again. What is this crazy woman going to have me do? To my surprise, Karin is actually pretty gentle with her training. She gives me some weights to try curling and lets me rest frequently. She cheers a little too much, though. The rest of the gym goers keep glancing over at me. I guess I can't blame them. Karin gave me some spare workout clothes, which make me stand out. Just a tank top and some gym shorts. Not a very concealing outfit, which lends to the gawking. Karin snarls at them to focus on their own regimens, which gets them to stop looking. I appreciate that. By the way, why is this called the Energym? Oh, there are machines in the basement that store energy. The kinetic movement the exercise equipment produces helps to charge batteries down below. Karin points to a line working out. He's using one of the machines where you pull the line as far as you can away from the wall. A lot of the tech we have nowadays is powered by stuff like this. It's a lot cleaner and not nearly as expensive as Lodestar tech. Huh. The line working out lets go of the rope, causing it to violently fly back into the machine. He's sweating quite a lot and panting. It's pretty intense to charge certain batteries. We figured we could kill two birds with one stone by letting people work out along with making extra energy. Are the other buildings like this? Loads. Some people even make a living just by working out like this. I see. I didn't think it was a chain. Kind of. This one is my specific property, though, along with the garage next door. I was wondering what all those tools were for. I take it you're a mechanic? Sometimes, yeah. That's enough yapping, though. We got work to do. Yes, ma'am. She continues to be gentle with me as she gives me gear. Not overprotective like Aaron, but she's definitely aware of how much I'm able to handle. She spots me when I try to bench press 10 pounds. It's a bit embarrassing that I can barely do that. Baby steps, I guess. We work out for a few more hours. It's honestly kind of fun and helps the time fly by. Oh my god. The impossible has happened. I'm exhausted by the end of it. A good kind of exhausted. Beats being operated on, that's for sure. Karin hands me a wet towel and some water. Drink slowly, it's kind of strong. I guess it's the weirdly thick water. Thanks, what is this stuff anyway? I smack my lips after taking a sip. Just a vitamin-infused blend I came up with a few years ago. It'll give you some more energy as you rest. Oh, you made this concoction? Sure did. Wow, that's impressive. What did I say about making me blush? She moves in for another noogie, but instead goes to just ruffle my sweaty hair. Vita says we should do this a few times a week. Is that alright with you? I don't see why not. It's not like I have anything planned for the immediate future. Cool. If we have time later, I can show you what I'm working on next door. Sounds like someone just wants free labor. Aw, I knew you were a smart guy. Glad to catch on fast. Alright. The hyena starts to cackle again. I can't help but chuckle under my breath. We rest for a little while longer before she starts beckoning me back into her office. Oh no, what? Time for your haircut. Oh fuck. Well, how bad could it be? With a bit of reluctance, I hobble my way over to her. We'll do it in the garage next door. That's where I keep all my equipment. I put my jacket back on with a bit of worry. Can't wait. She's actually quite professional. Well, as professional as a barbershop can be in an auto shop, I guess. She wastes no time washing my hair before starting to trim it. Gonna get rid of all these split ends first. Did you want to try shaving the rest of it down? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I haven't thought about doing my hair in quite a while. My old haircut was touching up my shaved sides. The hyena starts to dry my hair before brushing it back down. Want me to try it on this side at least? Just having this part shaved down is not a good look. I'm not exactly sure what styles are in right now, as you can imagine. If you want, I could let you decide. Well, if you want to keep the length, I could just shave this side, some of the back, and trim up the bangs. Sounds like as good a plan as ever. Good plan as any. Go nuts. She starts to snip her scissors with a bit of chaotic energy. Thought you'd never say so. There's some part of me that still thinks this could be my most gruesome operation to date. She wastes no time in getting out the razor and starts on the side of my head. Again, she's rather gentle when she actually gets to work. She makes sure to be wary of the stitches and carefully shaves the hair around them. The familiar feelings of a shaved head starts to hit me. It's nostalgic. Karin takes a deep breath once she finishes. Whew. Remind me not to work on someone fresh out of surgery again. Don't worry, I won't tell Vita about it. You kidding? I'm sure they'll be able to tell as soon as you see them. Oh well, I can tell you really wanted this. Maybe. She starts to hum as she methodically snips away more and more hair. My worries start to fade away. The exhaustion of the earlier workout makes me want to fall asleep. I try to keep myself up a little while longer. My sleep schedule is messed up as it is. And done. Here, let's get you a mirror. She heaves out a prideful huff as she hastily brushes the excess hair off. I don't have a moment to protest before she zips me across the room. Okay, this is epic. My bangs are a lot shorter now, but they frame my face much better. My shaved side looks a lot better than whatever Vita improvised. I run my fingers through it, feeling a familiar sensation after centuries. It looks really good. I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore. You're pretty capable. Aw, shucks, I'm just glad you like it. Just remember, next time I'll charge ya. Oh, I'm aware. Hopefully by then I'll have picked up a part-time job or something. You sure that's a good idea? No clue. We'll have to see, I guess. For the first time in a long while, my future is a mystery to me. Who knows what might happen? Well, you should try to take it easy for a little while, at least until you get some strength back. She unwraps the towel she had around my shoulders and helps me up. I was going to see if you want to help me with some cars, now that we have some free time, but you look pretty worn out. Yeah, I can't deny that. When do you want me to come over again? Vita says every 3 days for the next month. After that, if all goes well, just 2 times a week. Then yeah, we can work on cars one of those days. Woo! Thanks, Sai. I appreciate the help. No worries, but yeah, I would like to get home and take a shower. No time like the present. Let's go. The hyena starts to drag me around again. I feel like I'm basically a rag doll, so I just go along with the flow. Yes, ma'am. She freezes after opening the back door of the gym, letting go of my hand. Ring? Ring? But to our surprises, the orange half-dragon greets us on the other side. Ah, you are here. Good. I came to pick up Cyrus. Oh, I was just about to head over with him. Well, you still have work, right? For a few more hours. Why? Aaron wanted me to bring the old man over to the bar for a bit. He said he has something for us to do. Can it wait? Cyrus is pretty tuckered out. Work hard, huh? You could say that. Kind of pathetic that I could barely bench 10 pounds, though. Just take it slow. No need to rush when you've got all the time in the world. Between you and me, I think I've had a little too much time. Kanto chuckles at that. What a problem to have. If it's too much, I'm sure Aaron would understand. He's a big softy, after all. That he is. I'll see you soon, Cyrus. Remember to get lots of rest, and take your vitamins. Sure. I'll need to find some first. Keep your hood up while we're out. It's a few minutes to the capsule station. You remember where it is, right? Vaguely. I assume the Axiom has a map if I ever get lost. It should. You'll get used to the other route. You'll get used to the route soon enough. I think you're relying on my memory a bit too much here. A bit too much there. Trust me, I'd avoid it if I could. Come on, let's get going. I nod and put my head up, waving goodbye to Karin before making my way through the city with Kanto. We're going to leave off here tonight. We need to do a tier list. We need to do a tier list. I said I would do one last week. 2 weeks ago I said that we would do another one. So we need to do one. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off here and then get one set up and then hop back on. If y'all want to stick around for that. So yeah. If you aren't gonna stick around, stay safe, have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow. If you are gonna stick around, then I'll see you in a few minutes.